So today we are going to talk about how I think nowadays as audience we are getting a lot more parasocially attached to the internet celebrities than we were. But before that, I want to give a disclaimer that if you are somebody who do not have the maturity to understand the fact that somebody can have a different opinion than you and can like or dislike somebody that you maybe dislike or like respectively, and that does not mean that they are attacking you, this video or the videos that I'm going to post on this channel are not going to be for you. So with that being said, please move on with your life and let's jump into the video. So if you do not know who Clara Dao is, you probably still know that she got cancelled. I'm going to put a picture of Clara Dao somewhere here, but she got cancelled in early 2025 because of two major reasons. One is because she got a cosmetic surgery, breast implants, and second reason is the fact that she posted a video of the habits that she thinks are keeping her skinny. Now, I do not have any problem with the first one, and if you do, probably you may want to stop watching. The second thing, I do have some opinions. I do not think that it should have been a reason for cancellation, but yeah, I do have certain opinions about that, but that's not today's topic. So the first thing, that is people canceling her for getting breast implants. Now here is where I think we are getting a lot more attached to the internet celebrities and why I think that all this came to be. Okay, so I have been following her for a very long time, but before her cancellation, months before her cancellation, I stopped following her for a completely different reason, which I do not think a lot of people are talking about. And it was because in one of her videos, she was being very misandrous. So the topic of the video is that POV, point of view, when I see my girlfriends beating up their boyfriends, this is how she would react. So she would turn a blind eye if she ever saw her girlfriends beating up their boyfriends. Now, this is misandrous because obviously this is completely trivializing the experience, the abuse of the male survivors. At the same time, it is saying that, okay, if somebody is a woman, they cannot inflict significant pain on their partner who is a man. And I think this is both misandrist and misogynistic, but mainly misandrist. So this did not resonate with me, and I also did not want to engage with this type of things. So I stopped following her because her values were not aligning with me anymore. But that did not raise a reaction in me, or I did not go and negate all the things that she has done throughout these past years, like giving me all these confidence through the screen, making me feel positive about myself. She has done a lot. And just because she did this doesn't mean that all of that is negated. Obviously, there are certain times when all the good things somebody has done can be negated. For example, for me, that would be if somebody essayed somebody. I do not care how good you were to me. If you essayed somebody, you are no longer a human being in my eyes. So that's that. But in this case, I do think that the thing that she did was very insensitive, and I do not want to engage with that, so I stopped following her. But months after that, I saw that a lot of hate is going on surrounding her surgeries, and because I have been a follower for so long, because I felt like that misandrist video as well as, so people were calling her out on the surgery and she was being very defensive, which was again very out of character for her as well. When I used to follow her, she was very understanding and she would listen to people even if they were not saying something that completely aligns with her views. Okay, so both of those were very out of character for her. But at the same time, because I have followed her for so long, I gave her the benefit of the doubt and I watched the habits video, which is not today's topic. But at the same time, I tried understanding what was going on and why did we have such a severe reaction on somebody doing something to their own body. I understand that you would feel betrayed, but I also cannot support you dictating what somebody should or shouldn't do with their own body. Okay, so here is the thing. Here is what I think happened. So when I started following her, she did have a very strong persona. Okay, I don't know about what she's doing now, but when she was Clara Dao, the Clara Dao that people started loving, She was very understanding, she was empathetic, and she was not this person who was always confident. So when I started following her, she was still in the process of accepting herself and loving herself and being okay with the fact that I do not have to fit into the beauty standards to feel pretty. And I was there and I was so proud of her because the timelines kind of aligned. I was not insecure about my body. I never tried to hide it or anything. But at the same time, when somebody would skinny shame me and go like, ha ha ha, and they would go about their day, it did affect me. So I would have loved if it did not. So when I was watching her videos, when I was watching this journey of hers, I was also in my journey to be more proud of my body. And because the both of the timelines kind of aligned, it helped. Like her videos helped very, very much because I was doing that in my real life. I was not doing that in front of millions of people, but she had the courage to do that. And I think that is what we saw her as, a person who's representing us, who's showing up and defending her own body and thereby defending all of us. But what we did not understand is that whenever we are seeing her as just that, we are putting her in this mold of just a standard of confidence in skinny body. We just made her to be just that. She's only a standard of something. She's only this body positivity influencer. She's only this person whom I feel validated by. Whenever somebody says something about my body, I go and I watch her video and I feel validated. That's all she is. But the times that you are not there, she has to still be just that. And that's too much pressure. And she is bound to break under that pressure. And I'm not saying that somebody has to, give an explanation. She doesn't have to give an explanation for why she did it. She can do whatever she wants with her body. I am talking about why we felt this entitlement that we get to say what she can or cannot do, what she's allowed or not allowed to do, because we put her in this mold and this mold was shrinking and shrinking and shrinking until she couldn't fit into the mold anymore and was suffocating, and if she doesn't step out, it would kill her. And she's getting suffocated in this mold, and we told her, nah, you cannot get out of that. And you're saying, okay, she can have her own life, but don't do this, just don't do this. That's maybe what she felt as well, that she cannot get a surgery because she's a body positivity influencer. And because so many people, millions of people wanted her to not do that, she felt like the only way to break through this mold is to get the surgery. Now, I'm again not saying that she has to explain anything or she has to have valid reason for anything. But maybe that's what happened. And this tells us more about ourselves than her. What do I mean by that? So, you feel more confident when you're watching her. That's great. You feel inspired, like, yeah, she's there, she's doing this for all of us, and I'm proud of her. But if you're assigning so much meaning to her existence or what she's doing on the internet, that if she does anything that is slightly out of character and it's raising a reaction in you, then you might need to see some things that are going on that you need to address and take care of, that nobody outside of you can. If you are seeing her as just an inspiration, just as a person who does these things that you like, and you are feeling good about it, but if that person stops doing that or does something else, obviously going to be bumped, but you're not going to be so affected that you would start hating on that person. I think we need to understand what's going on here. This is not just entitlement, that we get to dictate what she does or doesn't do to her body because we supported her when she was skinny, so we get to say what she does to her body. That's absurd. Like those, this is a very wild comparison, but I have seen my friends and also like on the internet, people coming out to their parents as bisexuals, and then their parents are like, oh, so you also like if it's a woman, so you also like guys. Yeah, but I like guys and girls. And they're like, oh, so you also like guys, so just date guys, don't date girls. you also like guys, so just date guys, kind of like that. So you are allowed to be bisexual, but just don't date girls. You are allowed to be a human being, just don't get a surgery. Why do we feel like we get to say that, we get to dictate that? It's beyond me. And also, I think because she felt that pressure, when she got the surgery, she became very defensive because she knew that people are going to attack her, and she became very defensive. And that's exactly what happened, because when I saw all these hate and then she posted this video, she was being very defensive. Okay, you don't get to have an explanation, this and that, and who are you? Clara Dao that I have seen, she would understand why somebody is saying these things. She would be empathetic, which she was in her apology video, which I again do not think she should give out an apology. I mean, she should clarify certain things about the skinny habits video, but I don't see how she need to clarify anything about any decision that she makes about her own life, her own self. And if you think that I'm just making this out in my mind because of overthinking, let me give you an example. This is not just happening on the internet. People are not just commenting these things and then going about their day. They actually feel the entitlement, and they have the audacity to go on and tell people, tell content creator that you should make content about this only. If you do not believe me, there is this influencer's video, and this is what happened. So this content creator makes videos about the daily experiences that he has had, and if there is anything intriguing, he shares it with us. So one experience that he has had is with this viewer of his who, after interacting with him, tells him, okay, I have to tell you something, that I think you are not using your platform wisely enough. And he asks why? Well, I think you should use it to make LGBTQIA plus content, to talk about the struggles, to talk about everything that's going on with the community. And he thinks that he should only make content about that, he should limit himself. So he tells the influencer that, you know what, I'm disappointed because of this, that you're making content which is not solely based on LGBTQIA plus content. I think this is wrong. And obviously he gave an answer. We are now so entitled that we think we get to say what somebody does or doesn't do with their platform, with their life, with their selves. You're allowed to feel, not allowed, I'm nobody to allow. I understand that you would feel betrayed, but you also have to understand that, okay, I'm feeling betrayed. That's okay. But I should not feel this way about anything outside of me. Nothing that happens outside of me should raise a reaction this intense in me. That's what I'm saying. And this is not just me. If you go to a good psychologist, that's what they are going to tell you. So yeah, with that being said, today's video ends here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more opinions, or if you think that I could improve my views on something, you are more than welcome to say that. But please be respectful to not just me, to everybody who's commenting, if you're replying to somebody, and in general, everybody just, yeah, enjoy. And Happy New Year.